Are you looking for the best 12-inch miter saws in your budget? Well, in today's video we break down the top 5 best 12-inch miter saws that are available on the market. I made this list based on their price, quality, durability and more. To find out more information about this product, you can check out the description below. And also make sure you subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. At number 5. DEWALT DWS780. If you are truly in the market for the very best 12-inch miter saw, then this just might be your best option. It is sliding compound miter saw, which means that it can handle pretty much any cut that you have in mind on materials up to 4x8. It is able to cut through even these thick materials thanks to its powerful 15-amp motor, which can produce speeds of up to 3,800 RPM. This motor and these speeds make this an ideal saw for rough or fine cuts. One of the things that makes this such a great saw aside from its powerful motor is its dual bevel system. This system gives you the capability to tilt the saw in either direction up to 45 degrees. Since you can tilt the saw either way, it makes bevel cuts much easier, since you don't need to do any special figuring to quickly and easily make your two pieces fit together. Something else that stands out as a big positive for this saw is all of its measuring components. No matter if you are adjusting the bevel or the miter gauge, this saw is extremely accurate. It has several positive stops along the way to make finding the right angles quick and easy. As you would expect with a saw of this size, it can be pretty tricky to fit into smaller spaces, especially if you decide to utilize the provided dust collection system. Another thing to keep in mind with this saw is that the sliding option is a little touchy. At number 4. Makita LS1221. If you are looking to save a bit of space in your workshop, then this might be a great option for you. It is a compact compound miter saw. While this smaller overall size does limit the cutting capacity of the blade, it makes it much easier to pick up and take with you on a job or fit into a smaller size shop. Something else that helps to make this saw so compact is its small, but effective, dust collection system. Since this bag doesn't need a lot of clearance, you should have no issue fitting it close against a wall, which is a huge space saver. Even though you might not expect a ton of power out of the smaller saw, this model from Makita is able to provide plenty. It has a 15-amp motor that is capable of producing speeds up to 4,000 RPM. While this does make the saw a bit loud when it first starts up, it is well worth it in the end. This saw's powerful motor gives it the capability to perform just as well as much larger saws. This is also one of the safest saws that you could buy. It has an electric braking system that keeps it from spinning any longer than you need it to. Basically, the second you let go of the power button, this blade will stop spinning. At number 3. Bosch GCM112SD. The best thing about miter saws is the level of versatility that they can offer you. Of course, different users will need different levels of versatility. If you are a professional woodworker, you are going to need much more precision, control, and features than a do-it-yourselfer. If this is the case for you, then this is going to be a saw you are going to want to check out. The first thing that stands out with this model is how large it is. It has, of all the saws that we checked out, the larger cutting capacity. It can be used for a miter cut on anything all the way up to a 4x10 piece of lumber, which is absolutely massive. This saw also offers a much higher degree of adjustability than any other saw on the market. While there are definitely other saws that allow for a double bevel scale, not many will allow you to cut bevels on a 48-degree angle. This makes making less than standard cuts and angles much easier. The miter scale can also be adjusted beyond the standard 45 degrees so that you can cut miters of 52 degrees to the left and 60 degrees to the right. As you would expect from such a sophisticated piece of equipment, this saw has a ton of positive stops for both its miter and bevel gauges. These stops make it that much easier to find the right angle accurately as quickly as possible. The only real drawback to this machine is the amount of dust that it produces. The axial glide cutting system flows through even the thickest materials like butter, which makes a lot of dust. The dust collection system is inefficient at capturing all of this dust, so you'll definitely need to purchase a separate system in addition to this saw. At number 2. Hitachi C12RSH2. Most of the time, when you are just getting into something new, it is best to start with the basics. This most definitely applies to using a miter saw. Some of the 12-inch saws on the market have a sharp learning curve, which can make using them correctly a daunting task for beginners. If you are just getting started in woodworking, then this straightforward saw from Hitachi is a great place to begin. Both the miter and bevel scales have plenty of positive stops, which makes finding the right angles much easier. Something else that really makes using this saw so simple are the adjustment systems for the bevel and miter gauges. Unlike other models, which use more complex adjustment systems, this saw has simple lever and knobs. These knobs make adjustment quick and easy. The laser marker also helps to make cuts quick and easy to complete. Even though this is a very basic saw, that doesn't mean it can't do great work. It has a high cutting capacity, which makes it a great option for pretty much any project. The handle is also very comfortable to use. This handle is so comfortable because it is set up to be used vertically. This different alignment makes this saw much more ergonomically pleasing, meaning you can work for a longer amount of time without taking a break. The only real issue with this saw is that the sliding mechanism doesn't always go as smoothly as you would expect. This is especially the case when you are cutting larger materials. Thankfully, if you switch out the blade for one with a lower tooth count, you can gain a bit more torque, which makes the sliding mechanism stick a bit less. At number 1. Skilsaw 382101. If you aren't a professional woodworker, then you probably don't have a need to break the bank for a 12-inch miter saw. Obviously, you still need to find a high-quality saw that won't let you down for the limited amount of work that you need it to do. This saw from Skilsaw definitely fits the bill quite well, though it doesn't have all of the features you'd find on more expensive models. While the price point is certainly the first thing that you'll notice about this saw, it isn't the only thing that makes it an attractive option of a DIYER. This is one of the lightest saws on the market, which makes it perfect for portability. It is also quite compact, which makes it easier to keep it out of the way when you are not using it. Surprisingly, even though this is a cheaper model, it still has a pretty powerful motor. In fact, it can create some of the highest RPM of any of the 12-inch miter saws on the market. This is both a good and bad thing. It's obviously good that there is so much power, since that makes making fine and rough cuts much easier. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please make sure a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe.